Welcome to Board Game Animal. My name is Justin, and today we're going to be looking at High Tide, designed by Marceline Lyman and published by Underdog Games. High Tide is a small, easy-to-play, two-player abstract strategy game where your turn is spent simply raising one of your hexes, or a neutral hex, that has at least two faces free, on top of a neighboring hex, as long as the hex you're moving ends up higher than it was. Simple. And basically, you go back and forth doing this until you can't. Whichever color has the most faces visible at the end wins, and ties are broken by whoever has the highest piece. That person scores a point, and you play best 3 out of 5. Easy. To me, High Tide is an example of elegance of design from a gameplay perspective. And because of that, I think that it's a game that could easily be underproduced or overproduced. Essentially, all you need from a minimalist perspective are enough hexes in 3 colors. And the production of this game from Underdog doesn't betray that fact. In fact, it's lovely and tasteful. It gives you scoring pieces and a bag to draw from for variable setup. The graphic design, colors, it all contributes to an intentionally cozy vibe of the game, keeping it clean and compact without it being boring or bland. And speaking of cozy, for me personally, this is one of the few games that I think actually pulls that off across the board. When I first heard about and saw High Tide, naturally I was intrigued, and I thought, I'm sure I'll like it. Didn't expect it to make the level of an impression that it has on me. Generally, I find the gameplay to be naturally addictive. It's quick, smooth, and it feels fresh each time you play it due to the variable setup of the tiles. I'd like to call it playfully tactical, as it's the kind of game that keeps you on your toes. And it can be an intense back and forth, but it's so quick, no one's feelings are hurt. It's the perfect game to play over coffee or between other games, a primer or cooldown for a game night, or really any occasion as just a nice downtime game. It's so quick yet so thinky. It's the kind that always has me going again every time I play it, which leads me to my overall feelings on the game. This is an ideal coffee table sort of game that if the circumstances would allow it, you could just leave it out. I know folks, who leave chess sets out, or restaurants that have checkers or little puzzle games available for you on the table. The way High Tide plays really recommends it to be the kind of game to have out all the time. And to be honest, the pieces are really nice and ornamental looking and wouldn't look out of place from a decoration perspective. And even if it's not a game you can leave out all the time, because, for instance, I can't because of kids and pets. The box is so compact and nice that it's easy to keep close and looks nice on the shelf. And that's another reason why I think it's an easy fit for most collections. Because, listen, here's the thing. I'm a bit of an omni gamer myself, so when I recommend a game to folks, I really have to get into the why so they don't just assume I like everything. Because I like a little bit of everything, and that's why a lot of my opinions then ultimately come down to feeling. A lot of times, my enjoyment of a game is very personal. I can tell you why I love my massive jam-packed behemoth of a game and my delightful little indie card games, simultaneously holding them together in the same conversation and having a legitimate reason why I like both without contradicting the other. So what's unique here is normally I would say you should get this game if you like this or that as a way of comparison for some specific ornate reason. But I think with High Tide, it's one of the very few games that whoever's watching, I say, just get it. Because if you like quick two-player games or abstract strategy games, you'd very likely be interested in it. But odds are, even if that's not your go-to cup of tea, you know someone who would like it. It's just a great little game to have on hand. Kelly's thoughts on the game was that it's great, and she's wildly interested in seeing future designs from Marceline, as she loves the loop of this game and immediately asked if there were expansions or the like. And all of us here so far who've played it have really enjoyed it. And no matter how many times we do play it, it leaves us wanting to just play another round. You might as well. Consider this one a super high recommendation from Board Game Animal. Yes, it's small and quick and simple at first glance, but it does what it sets out to do with grace. And as time goes on, I'm sure it's going to become one of my most played games with the most people. This is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Huge thanks to Underdog Games for the review copy. Super appreciate the support. Please check out the pre-order down below. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And if you have any questions, please leave those down below. And in the meantime, don't forget to play board games like an animal.
Like a pink sea star. Yeah, maybe like certain ones that live under a rock under the sea.
Wait, so is this where I leave a
No, this is Patrick
joke?
No, that really wasn't necessary.